Hello and welcome to this tutorial on Alight Motion. This is a beginner tutorial for Alight Motion. So with Alight Motion, bringing your project to life is as simple as add, adjust and animate. So Alight Motion is quite a versatile app for editing on your mobile phone. It's just like the After Effects in a mobile phone. Okay. This video will be divided into two parts. The first part, we are going to give you a quick rundown of all the buttons, which is the functions in the app, and how you can use them. Then the second part, we are going to create a quick project so we see how we can use all we have been learning about the different options in the app. So first off, you click on this plus icon here. The first thing you have to do is to rename your project. So I'll just name this tutorial, and also you have to choose your aspect ratio from among these ones here. And if you want to choose a custom aspect ratio, you click on this pencil icon here and input the aspect ratio that you want. But I will choose 16:19. All right, so next you choose your resolution for your video edit. The resolution you choose depends on the kind of video you want to edit on Alight Motion. So like if you have a video of 720p, there is no need selecting 1080p, so just select 2070p. So I'll just take 1080p here. So here we choose our frame rate for our video edit, and here we choose our background. So I like leaving it as transparent. So click on create project. So this is our editing interface. So the first one you see here is our preview. The preview shows how the video will appear, while this is our timeline. The timeline holds the layers which include audiovisual content which make up our project. Then this middle white line here is our playhead. The playhead indicates the point in time being shown in the preview. So this is our editing interface. Clicking on the plus button here brings out these options. So let's do a quick review of what we can do with them. So here is shapes. You can add different shapes to your project, and also image and video. You can add different ones of them. You can also tap on the view all to view more of them, and also you can add audio, different music audio to your project, and elements. Elements are just what you use in other videos that you want to use in this video again. You can click on it and see that this is an element. You can delete. All right, so the next one here is freehand drawing. You can draw with your hand on your project. So this is a freehand drawing. So you could decrease the size of your pencil you are using. You could decrease it, and also you can change the color of your pencil. You could choose your pencil type as well. This a different type. All right, and also this the eraser. You could erase if you make any mistake in your freehand drawing. So right here you can manually adjust your color, and here's the palette you could choose from as well. So that's just it. And also next one is the vector drawing. This is used for more advanced thing. This is an example of a vector drawing which have different points. All right, so and also you could add text to your project. Click on text and input your text. All right, so here you can change the color of your text, and here you can increase the size of it. Here you can choose the font, and here you can choose the alignment of the font, either to the left, to the middle, or to the right. And also you can import font into Alight Motion by clicking on import font. then you should see a place where you could select the font from any of the folders. Then you click on it. So font files have ttf as their extension, as in the end of it .ttf. So click on it, then you import the font into Alight Motion. So let's go back. That's just a simple run through of how you could add text to Alight Motion. So that's just it. So I'll just add a background first. So I'll click on this plus icon and select this square shape here. So adding your background, you have some different options, like you could click on these three dots here and click on fill screen. So you already added your background. Or you can add a square shape, then drag it manually like this to add your background. I will show you the functions of these buttons right here. So here is our undo button and here is our redo button. This button right here is for us to jump to the starting of our timeline. This is of course our preview button to play it, and this is to jump to the end of our timeline. Why this button right here is to select all layers, like clicking on this select the layer. So this right here is our layer. So you can also use it to clear selections. You can also use it to copy layer. So let me click on it. And the next one is to paste layer. You can use it to paste your layer. So you see we have two layers currently. And also this one is to duplicate layers. So you could select the layer and click on duplicate layer to duplicate it. So I'll just undo. So this next one is just to mark a point in time in the timeline. Maybe you want to cut out some certain parts or add some effects. So you just mark it. That's it. That's the line you're seeing here. You can click on it to remove the mark as well. So next one is this eye icon here. This is to make our layer either appear or disappear. Clicking on it makes it disappear, and you can click on it again to make it appear once more. So clicking on the layer brings out our layer editing panel, our interface here. So the first button here is our speed button that can help us to either speed up or slow down our layer. But one thing to note is that this only works for layers that do not contain either audio or video. So it's just mainly for shapes and some other elements. Going to the left make it slower, and to the right make it more faster. And the next one right here is our trim button. With this you can trim to the left, and this one is for us to split our layer into two. And this one right here is to split, which is to trim to the right, and this other one is for volume associated with the layer you have clicked on. So next one is color and fill. Right here you can choose the color of your layer, you can choose it, and also you can remove the color as well, or you can use a gradient color. Like let me choose two color to form a gradient. As you can see here, this is a gradient color we have used on our layer. Okay, so right here you can add another media inside our layer. So let me just use this screenshot so you see. So this is it. Our layer has turned into this media file that we included into it. So let me just remove it and put it back to where how it was. So okay, let's go back. So right here is our color picker. This one right here is our color picker. You can use it to pick color from the screen and add it to the layer that you clicked on. So right here you can manually adjust your color, and here is our palette where we can see adjust our color more. So let's go back. So here is the border and shadow. So let me just add a new shape so you can understand much better. So here is our border and shadow. First one is for stroke, so you can add a stroke to your layer. Here shows the edges of the stroke that you are adding. So you slide to the left to increase the stroke, slide to the right to decrease it. So right here you can choose the color of your stroke. So the next one is border. You can click to add border. Adding the border, you can add it inside, in the center, or outside the selected layer. You can also change the color of the border that you want to add as well. So next one is the shadow. You can toggle it on, increase the size, the opacity right here, and also the position of the shadow that you have added. So the next one is the blending on opacity. Right here you can either decrease the opacity or increase it. Then there are other different options you could use for blending of your selected layer right here. Change the contrast, or you can use mask right here. So let's leave it as normal. So you go back, and the next one is move and transform. Here you can move your layer to different places. So the first one is to move it. This one I'm doing here. So for you to move your layer, you just have to swipe your hand on the trackpad here to move it. Then here is our spin tool. You can tap and hold this white circle and move it to spin your layer. And here is our scale button. You could scale it up by sliding to the left, or scale it down by sliding to the right. Alright, so here is just to change the straw of it. You can move it in different direction. So want you to notice that you can click on these three dots to reset it to the way it was. Okay, you could reset it. Okay, so also right here is where we animate most of our project, which is our layer, using this keyframe. So this keyframe is very important. So for you to move your layer from one place to the other, you need to be using keyframes. So you can add one keyframe here, then move your timeline forward a little bit, then add another keyframe, then you move your layer to somewhere X. So you can see it's the line here where our layer moved from. So when you play it, you see our layer moving down there. So there's just how to add keyframe in our project. So next one here is our easy map, which is our curve. We also call it graph. So right here we make our animations either smooth, some can ease out, so slow it down or speed it up. So let's add some curves to it. So adding a curve to your project, you need two keyframes, these diamond shapes here. you need two of them. Then you have a curve in the middle. These are some of the pre-existing curves you could select from for your project. Maybe we'll talk more of this later. So let me just add a quick curve here. This is a curve also known as graph, and also you can copy this and apply it to other layers by clicking on these three dots and copy curve. You could copy it. Okay, so our next one is to edit our shape. You can edit our shape right here using this point in the shape right here. And the next one is our effect. This is one of the places that make Alight Motion unique on its own. So click on add effect to add different sorts of effect on Alight Motion. You could add color and light. So we have different effects, drawing an edge, different effects for you to choose from in order to create your project. So this is a quick run through of all the functions. All right, so this is our delete button for you to use to delete the layer that you have selected. And here on these three dots you can choose some different options right here. You could save this layer as elements, and also you could flip it horizontally, vertically, and also you could make it fit the screen or fill it depending on what you choose. So you could stretch it as well, and also you can convert it to an outline or more of it. All right, so we click on this button right here to export our project. So you could export as a video. Click on this forward arrow here, so you can select the options. Like this is our file size. You should select the resolution of your video you want to export, increase or decrease the frame rate and also the quality as well. All right, so GIF you can choose it as well on the like. So you click on export and you start exporting your project. So this is it. All right, so you click on save and save it to your gallery, and you can share directly as well. So that's a quick run through of Alight Motion and its use. So the next part, we are going to edit a project together on Alight Motion. So welcome to the part 2 of this tutorial. So right here we're going to do a simple bouncing ball animation. So to get started, since I don't want to use an image right here, so I'll use a shape, a circle shape. Then go to move and transform, then position your shape first. Okay, so I want to drag out the background and the shape to make it a little bit longer. So to expand it, you can simply hold here and drag it forward to expand it, increase the length, and also come to the end of this project. Click on this thumbnail of the project. If you click on the eye icon, it makes the shape disappear. Click on it, make it appear once more. So you could simply tap here to go to the end of the project. Tap on your layer, then this button makes it to expand, which is increase the length to the end, to anywhere this play head is. This play head here, this one moves it directly to where the player is. It doesn't
increase the length, it just moves it to where display head is. So I want to increase the length so that it's the two layers are now equal. So I'll tap on the cycle, then move and transform, then start animating it. So this which is like our circle is now in the air. Circle is represent our football here. So I'll click on this keyframe, then move the timeline a little, then move circle down. This is where it hits the floor, then move our timeline a little bit forward and it bounces up, which as you can see here, and that keyframe is be added. Keyframe, then move our timeline forward, then it hits the ground once more, then move it forward again, it goes up once more, then it comes down, go up for the final time, and now in the ground. Yeah, it starts rolling forward. So let's see. Good, right? But as you can see here, our ball doesn't look very much natural as the way a football should bounce when it hits the ground. So to remedy that, we are going to use the map, this our easing curve, also known as our graph. These are the costume ones already here, but I'm going to draw my own graph to make the movement a little bit smoother. So to use this graph, remember you need to be, there must be two keyframes, one at the right, one at the left to use it. So use the graph between these two keyframes. So this is it. So another thing I want you to know is that by clicking on these three dots here, you can copy this your curve. You could copy it. See, it's copied. Then I can move between these two keyframes again. Tap on these three dots once more, then I can paste the curve perfectly. And this one is to make it in the opposite direction, which is the opposite of this curve right here. So clicking on it moves it in the opposite direction. This is exactly what I want. So move it to between the keyframes again, then paste that same curve, move it here, paste it once more and move it in the opposite direction, move it here, paste, move it here, you paste and move it in the opposite direction, move it here, you paste it, and here you paste an opposite direction. So let's watch it a little bit more. Still a little bit jerky, right? So it's a little bit slow fast, but let's watch it with that. Okay, it slows and speed up. So let's remedy it a little bit. Okay, let's move this more upward. Move it a little bit downward, upward, downward, upward, then downward. So let's make our animations a little bit more natural. So let's see. It's a little bit more natural than it was. So this alone should get you started on creating your animations right away on Alight Motion. Maybe we should try another project so you can also see what I'm talking about. So that's it.